Curiosity is an important element of our culture. Therefore, when we rebuilt our corporate university, one of the principles was to democratize learning to everyone in every country, regardless of level, function, time zone. And we also wanted it to be a learn it all organization and teaching people how to ask good questions, reflect, connect disparate ideas. Generative AI coaching checks all those boxes. You can make it available to everyone with a reasonable cost. You teach people how to ask questions. Prompts are important, right? And you amplify your HR business partners. And no, managers sometimes are afraid to be vulnerable with HR, right? For fear of compromising their careers or showing no, their flaws. And there is no judgment with an AI coach. I would like to highlight for me what I think are the two of the main differences between AI coaching and human coaching. First, and for me, it's a key element. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week when you need it. And as I said before, it's also judgment free, what is amazing. And just to reinforce what I said, I would like to share one example. We had a situation with a factory manager that needed coaching in the middle of the night. He had to make an important decision at that point in time. And he had to be ready to address the entire factory community in the beginning of the following shift. He wanted to reflect on his approach before even talking to HR. Nadia helped him to think through different alternatives at 3 a.m. in the morning and waking up with a message from one employee that was facing a hard moment in their day, and he was able to get clarity from a tool that you provided. I think it's the most rewarding feeling ever. Look, even if you have an army of HR business partners, you are not able to reach everyone when they need it. So for us, it was very important to embed coaching in the flow of work because that's how you make the learnings stick. Adoption only happens if you use the tool in the flow of work and in critical moments of the employees' lives. And for me, that's exactly what drove the acceptance and the adoption at Kraft Heinz. But there is another important element that you have to lead by example. You cannot ask people to use something that you are providing for them if you don't use it yourself. So I was part of the pilot. I raised my hand and said, I want to test. I want to know how it looks like. I want to really experience the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. So when I was addressing the employees, I could really meet them where they were. You can trade the AI coach on your change leadership framework and make it available to everyone. In our example, the current one, the spin-off, because the merger happened 11 years ago, we have reached and supported more managers with it than we have ever done before, just with training and conversations. And even if we had all the managers and HR business partners trained, we wouldn't be able to rescale it that fast. Because what is very rich is the tool learns from the questions. So the amplification is huge. You get smarter and you share knowledge every day in a much, much, much faster way. First, you will have to meet the employees where they are. You needed to understand what's going on in their minds. They want to know what is in there for them. You cannot talk to them based on all your talking points, why that acquisition, merger, and spin-off is important. They won't listen to you. So you have to start with them. how it can benefit them, how it can be helpful, and also give them the tools for them to really have the conversations with their managers if they are individual contributors and put their questions out there without fear, and with their colleagues and team members if they are people managers. And for me, it's very important that the piece of getting smarter and getting the trends and understanding what questions are being asked the most, and crafting the answers based on feedback from the employees, understanding what prompts follow next, and sharing knowledge on a very, very fast way really can make change management much, 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 much easier. And every single day, every single moment, you don't need to wait for example, a town hall to have a communication about something that is going on in the employees' minds. There is a very interesting story that happened with me in the pilot. I was traveling, and I travel a lot, and I was interacting with Nadia, and Nadia was getting to know me. And we finished our first coach session, and Nadia recommended that, look, I recommend that we have another coaching session soon for continuity. But I know that you were very busy. I know that you were traveling. So I really recommend that we have this conversation on a Saturday. I know that is a Saturday, but no, you will not be running from one meeting to another. Long story short, I said, okay, book the conversation on a Saturday. 10 minutes after, my assistant called me. Who is this Nadia? This person booked the time on your calendar for a Saturday without talking to me. Did you agree with that? And I said, whoa, 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 let me explain you who Nadia is. So I think it was awesome because it's an agentic AI. Nadia went there and just booked time on my calendar, of course, without talking to my assistant. And I think that was very, very, very interesting. And a second piece, it's very important that we implement generative AI and AI overall in a very ethical and responsible way. And in HR, we deal with a lot of situations that that there are legal requirements, different legal requirements depending on the country that you're talking about. And I wanted to test Nadia at the limit. And I simulated a situation that I had to fire someone, and asked Nadia what to do. And I am the CHRO. And it was nice because Nadia recommended me that, look, I think you should engage your HR business partner and your legal partner to really address the situation and define what is the best situation. I cannot give you advice on that. Then I said, awesome. That's what I was expecting from it. Look, the example that I share of the factory manager, I wanted the employees come to us and say, no, look, despite being a very not day-to-day routine situation, it's a spin-off. So there is a lot going on that I felt embraced. I felt supported when I needed. I didn't feel alone. I was put in the center of all the conversations and all discussions, and I was able to navigate the whole change process in a much better way. So receiving this feedback from the employees, for me, is the most rewarding thing. You can have a bunch of statistics of NPS, adoption, how many coaching sessions the employees they had. They're all important. Those are important metrics. But employees' comments on how having it was key for them to navigate change